What is up there, beautiful people, and welcome to another edition of Just Trending News. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel and also hit the notification bell so you're always notified when I upload new videos. So today we're speaking everything that's related to Tony Yengeni. So if you don't know who Tony Yengeni is, his full name is Tony Sitembiso Yengeni, and he's basically a South African politician. He was also an anti-apartheid activist and joined the African National Congress in 1976, and also its military wing, Umkhonto Wesizwe. So basically, the reason why we're speaking about Tony Yengeni today is because he has been trending all over Twitter. And the reason why he's trending all over Twitter is because he has bashed our current president, or President Cyril Ramaphosa. So he basically said Ramaphosa failed as president. And this is what he said verbatim. He said, "You must get a second term on the basis of work that you have done in improving the living standards of people in the country. We went to a conference in Nasrec, and the leadership was elected and resolutions were passed. Our mandate has that mandate been implemented? How then do you bring back leadership that failed to implement its own mandate?" Yengeni asked. Okay, so Yengeni has also criticized other ANC NEC members for openly calling for Ramaphosa to get a second term. So that's the reason why Yengeni is trending. It's because he's basically called out to Ramaphosa and vividly stated that he doesn't want our current president to get a second term on the chair, right? And honestly speaking, for me, I 100% agree with what Tony Yengeni has said. Everybody knows how President Ramaphosa has failed South Africa and how he is still continuing to fail South Africa. And on top of that, how he continues to get away with his inadequate leadership of the country. We all know it. We've all seen it. We've seen time and time again how Ramaphosa seems to be untouchable and how the ANC seems to not be able to call him into order and do what they did to Zuma. Because when Zuma was being charged for corruption and rape and everything that Zuma was charged for, the ANC was very, very active in standing out against him, to the point where he was actually asked to step down, It seems as if it's the complete opposite for Ramaphosa. Scandal after scandal, this man is still being given the benefit of the doubt by members of the ANC, to a point where he is now being asked to have a second term in office, right? So 100%, I do agree with what Tony Yengeni is saying. However, South Africans are saying, how rich of you to call out Ramaphosa for failing as president when you have failed South Africans and you're basically the mascot of corruption in South Africa. If you don't know, then Tony Yengeni was basically I think he was convicted for fraud back in 2003, I believe. And there were also various other charges. So he entered into a plea agreement in which various corruption charges were dismissed in exchange for his pleading guilty to one count of fraud, in which in March 2003, the court entered a conviction against Yengeni for fraud and sentenced him to 4 years in prison. So people are basically saying, how rich of the guy who is a convicted criminal or convicted fraudster to speak on such matters. But honestly, I don't agree with the rest of South Africans. Yes, you can be a convicted criminal. Yes, you can be corrupted. Doesn't mean that you cannot call. It is basically hypocritical for you to do that, but it does not mean that you cannot call it out, or it does not mean that you cannot state that you are not in support of someone who is blatantly displaying how inadequate he is at running the country. So yes, he is a convicted fraudster. Yes, he is corrupt. He is the mascot of corruption in South Africa, but that does not necessarily mean that he does not have freedom of speech, right? But tell me what you think in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next upload. Goodbye, lovelies.